This video will teach you how to use Google Keep to keep your life organized. The slide presentation is available at this bit.ly shortened link. So in your address bar, you type bit.ly/Google Keep MTHS. MTHS is all capital letters. So access the link to get a copy of the Google Slides so that you can reference them later. When you access the Google Slides, put them in present mode and click on the sections 1 through 4 of each section. You can also click on the Google Keep icon to watch an introductory video about Google Keep. So for example, if I want to know how to organize my list in Google Keep, I can click on Organize, number 1. It will go to that slide. And when I'm finished, I can click the Home button to return to my table of contents. So let's just dive in and start with Create and Edit. So when you open Google Keep, first of all, you're going to want to log into your device with your Google School Gmail account. And then you'll type into your URL address bar, keep.google.com. This screen here will appear. Here you can see the Google Keep icon. And you're just going to click in, take a note, and title your note. You can see I already started a note about going to the grocery. And here are my undo and redo buttons. I can also click pin the note to the top. I would pin the note to the top if I want it to be important and that I'm going to reference it a lot and I don't want to have to look for it. So pinning the note to the top will put this note at the top of all my notes. You can pin more than one note. Okay? And then you close a note. So tip on the left-hand side here for you. In a later section, you'll learn how to make notes in the mobile Google Keep app. It's very similar. When we're creating a note, some different types of notes you can do quickly with a shortcut in the Take a Note toolbar here. If you click here, it gives you a bulleted checklist. So when you make a note, this checklist doesn't automatically appear. I'll tell you in a moment why you might want to use the check boxes in your checklist. You can also draw a note. When you click Draw a Note, this toolbar appears below. And then we'll talk about the toolbar in a little bit. In particular, if we click here, this will give us different backgrounds to draw on to help guide our drawing and make it better. I can also choose Insert Image that will open my Google Drive and also allow me to search for images if I'm on my Chromebook. I can also set reminders. So reminders at the bottom of our note is this little bell, and these are the default options. When you open it, they'll also allow you to choose a custom time, and a reminder will appear on your device. So what kind of reminders might I want to set? Maybe I'm in a sport and I have to pick up my uniform after school. Or maybe I want to remind myself to meet my teacher for help. When we go to add a drawing or an image, first let's talk about adding a drawing. And that's using this tool right here. When I click on that, here is a description of all the functions for each icon that appears. The square is to select the shape. The next is the eraser. Next is a pen to draw thin lines, one to draw thicker lines, a highlighter, and here again is that option to choose a grid, a dotted area, or ruled lines, or nothing. And then you notice a little down arrow next to each of these tools. That will allow us to pick the color or size of the tool whenever we click these little drop down arrows. So that's adding a freehand drawing. So what if I want to add an image? Well, if I click instead of here, so that's for color. So here, if I want to add an image, I can click there. It'll open the drive on my computer, or if I'm on my phone, it'll let me take a picture or choose an image on my phone. So if we read the tip on the left as why I might want to do this, maybe your teacher wrote something on their board or their computer screen and you had to go. So you could take a picture and then add notes below the picture. Now that we've made checklists or notes, how can we organize them? Well, if you only had a note and no list with check boxes, you can do that. You can also indent, which I love, list items. So what does that mean? First of all, here's my to-do list without check boxes. I can click on the three dots and select show check boxes. Here you see my check boxes. Here you see my indent. All I did was drag the three dots next to the square and dragged it to the right to indent. So this is a link where I'm ordering masks, and you can see below my link, it gives me even a little picture with the link. So if I have a list, I can reorder the items. How? I can click and hold and move. There'll be 6 dots to the left of the checkbox, and I can just drag them up and down my list to reorder. Why might I want to use a list? If we look at my ideas here, I could have a to-do list, a grocery list, items needed for a project, or maybe a list of gifts if I'm going Christmas shopping or shopping for birthdays. So lists are reusable. And this is important, especially if you have lists you use frequently, like I go to Target and I buy specific things only at Target. I just keep typing to add a list item. So say I'm at Target and I'm shopping and I want to check off the items I purchased. Wonderful. But now what happens if I want to use this list again? Well, I can click on the triple dots and select uncheck all items. And now you can see to the right, all my items in my list appear. And I can still add to my list, of course. So additionally, if we look at the tip on the left, I can also we talked about dragging to reorder items within a list. I just wanted to remind you of that. Because maybe you want to sort your list in order of the aisles as they appear in your store, if you know them. Another way to organize your notes and lists in Google Keep is with a color code. You can make each type of note or subject a different color. So how do you do that? This is the icon. It looks like an artist palette. You could see an example below of different colored notes. So for example, you might want to color code a list of classes, activities, a to-do list for non-class activity related items. You could see what I've done here: to do, period 1, social science, 2, then I even a place for sports and extracurricular activities to color code. Another way to organize your list is using labels. So when you click the triple dots in a note, you can write add a label. Okay. And you can label notes, for example, with a category like math, chemistry, chores. On the left side of your Google Keep on your Chromebook, you see a little sidebar menu. You also see what says edit labels. So in edit labels, I can create a new label, and I can also see my other ones. So I can edit them by clicking on the pencil icon, and then I can click done. Another way to organize, not to organize, but to look at your lists or notes, you can either have the grid view, which is on the top, or a list view. So if you're in grid view and you want list view, then you go ahead and click on the sandwich here, the 2 lines. It looks like an equal sign. And if you're in list view, you can go ahead and click on the grid view, which is the 4 squares. Here's a reminder about pinning notes again. You can also, if you look at the tip on the left, click to drag and reorder your notes. So notes can be reordered within the grid or within the list view. So now I want to show you more about editing, sharing, and more fun things with Google Keep. First of all, you can delete, archive, and trash notes. So here on the right side, you see a note in Google Keep, actually a list. Here's the button if I want to archive it. Archive means I can refer to it again or use it again, but I don't see it in my Google Keep desktop. So to see my archive notes in the Google Keep sidebar menu, I would click on archive and that will pull up my archive notes. So what kind of things might I want to archive? If we look at my tip on the left, maybe presents that I gave to people so that I can remember from year to year what I bought them so I don't buy them the same thing. I can also delete my note. So if I delete, how do I delete my note? I can click on the triple dots to select delete note. That will go to the trash, which is here. So if I want to get the note back, I click on trash, but the trash notes only remain for 7 days and they are deleted. I can search my Google Keep notes here in the search search bar. I can type in next to the magnifying glass what I'm looking for. So if I'm typing R code, it'll find all the notes or lists with the word R code in it. I can also, when I click into the search box, it pulls up this screen where it says I can check what type of note I want to search for: reminders, lists, images, or drawings. I could search by the labels I have. I could search by things. I love this one, music. I'm often hearing music and I add it to lists in Google Keep so I can remember what songs I love that I want to add to my YouTube playlists. I could also search by people, and I could also search by color. Alternatively, I can search by going to the Google Keep sidebar on the left of my screen and click on any of the labels I have. I could also search my archive and trash. I can share or collaborate with people by clicking on the person next to the bell for the reminders. So here is my email address. I would type in the email address of the people I want to share the note or list with. I could type in multiple email addresses with commas as long as I remember to hit save when I'm done. They will then receive an email with the list. What kind of list might I want to share? Let's look at the tips on the left. I can share grocery lists with parents. Say I want them to pick up something for me for the week from the grocery, I will share them a list. Or maybe I'm working with classmates on a project and I want to assign duties. Or maybe I'm playing a party with friends or a club and I want to make a list of what everyone should bring and assign it to student names or friend names. I can do that using collaboration in Google Keep. One of my favorite abilities or things I can do with Google Keep is copying to Google Docs. So you can click on the triple dots beneath your note or list and select copy to Google Docs. And then you will get a little dialog box pop up that you can close with the X or you can open the doc. Here you can see what it looks like. So I made a checklist for R code. So it appears as bulleted points in my Google Doc that opens. And it'll also be saved to my drive. Another thing I can do, if I'm in a Google Doc, as you see on the bottom, I can open Google Keep in the right margin of Google Docs or Slides, and you'll see the icon right there. And that will open my Google Keep notes. So I can search my Google Keep notes. And once I find the note I want, I can drag it onto I just physically drag it onto my doc. And here you see it is. So this can come in handy when I'm waiting for my ride and I'm trying to plan ideas for my next club meeting, or maybe I'm a student writing ideas about a paper I want to write, and I'm doing it on my maybe mobile app. So again, why would I want to copy to Google Docs? Let's read the tip on the left. If I'm working with other students on Google Docs or slides, I want to brainstorm and outline ideas and assign tasks to group members maybe in my group. So I know who's responsible to complete each item in our list. So next is a set of slides to comparing the mobile Google Keep app to the web app that we use on our Chromebooks. So very similar on your mobile device, you can create a note by just typing in the note, creating a list using the checkbox or adding an image. Love that from my phone because then it either lets me take a picture at that moment, or I can choose pictures from my cell phone. Again, here's where I can set a reminder. And here's a comparison to the web app for Google Keep. On my mobile device, I can also organize notes with colors and labels. Okay, so here you can see what the labels look like. I can add labels, I can add colors to notes, and it compares this to the web app. Very similar. If you can work Google Keep in your Chromebook, you can also do it on your phone. Just remember though, you have to be signed in to your same Gmail account in order for them to be synced together. So that means if I'm signed into my Chromebook and into my phone with my school email address, any note I create in Google Keep on my phone is going to be also on my Chromebook. I can also search, archive, and delete notes on my mobile phone. Okay, so remember that's the archive tool, the little down arrow, the trash button for delete, and a comparison to the web app. And then here is where you can search on Google Keep. If your memory is getting full on your phone like mine is, the search, when you click on search, Google Keep will shut down because your memory is getting full. So then I will just, if I really need to search, I'll just hop on my Chromebook and use the search on my Chromebook in Google Keep. Again, you can share and collaborate on your mobile device just like you can on your Chromebook. So you see the owner and you would type in your email addresses there for whom you want to share and collaborate your Google Keep list with. Some ideas and extras. Here's one of my favorites, the Google Keep extension that you get in the Chrome Web Store. So the Google Keep Chrome extension allows you to save a link to any file in your that's open on your Chromebook or a website. Here you can see below, I was reading a website about Google Tools for English Language Learners, and what happened after I installed the Chrome extension for Google Keep, I then click on the right of the address bar, this puzzle piece is how you open your extensions. When I click on the puzzle piece, all my extensions below appear. When I click on the Google Chrome extension, Google Keep Chrome extension, and I'm in a website or other document, then this note will appear. It will insert this link to the tab that was open so that they can then write notes about that website or document that I opened. I can also trash it and label it. Okay, so this box appears with a link to the site and a place to take notes. So it's a great way to save a website or any file and take notes on. Some more ideas or extras to use Google Keep with. Maybe you're doing some research and you find a picture and you want to save and edit the text under the picture. So when you take a picture, you're going to get when you take a picture with Google Keep, especially on your phone, you're going to get this grab image text. And so it actually grabbed much more than that. And but I then had to clean it up. So when it grabs image text, you might have to clean it up just a little bit, and then you can edit it. So you can edit it right here in Google Keep, or you can copy it to a Google Doc and edit it from there. Okay. Another great extra or idea for using Google Keep: on your mobile device, you have the ability to take voice notes. Okay. And so when I did take a voice note, when I took a voice note, all I did was click on the record button. And as I was recording, it also records the text in a note. Okay. And then I would click the play button to play it back. I can click the X to delete it, and so forth. Later, if you're viewing the slides, you could click here for the example of the notes. You could hear me playing it back, but the audio is very quiet, so you might not be able to hear that. I love voice notes because sometimes I'm in a hurry, my hands are full, or my hands hurt because I'm older, I have arthritis, and I don't feel like typing, so I might make a voice note. So I really like that option. Lastly, on your mobile device, if you want to send a note or a list and not collaborate, so send is just sending them a copy of the list, I would go to send, and I could send it by airdrop, messages on my phone. I could choose who I want to send it to, Gmail, Facebook. I can make a copy to Google Docs, save to files, and there are more edit actions. So this is if I just want to send a list, like maybe I'm having work done on my house and I go, these are the things I want done. Or maybe I'm a student sending a list to my parents of things I need for college, and I don't necessarily need them to collaborate on the same Google Keep note. So I hope this video was helpful for you on using Google Keep to organize your life, your lists, and your assignments. Thank you for watching.